Hello, Conteseras. My name is Primo Sacramento, and you are watching the 4th episode of Primo Tells Inspiring Stories.
What the hell did you do that for? Okay, she gave me a spank. Innocence, which apparently is being threatened these days. What I did was that I immediately fired off an email to Paula Shugart, former president.
Rafa Delfin of Critical Beauty has been one of the original pageant bloggers, a true pioneer in the field. Over the years, he's been invited as a judge and media partner for countless international and local pageants. In this episode titled Kickball, let's explore Rafa's pageant journey and discover what inspired him to become one of the most respected names in the pageant world. But before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe to Contesera Pageantry so we can provide more contents like this all over the world.
Hi Primo. Hi everybody. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast, Contesera Pageantry. I think you guys are amazing. You're doing a great job.
Let's start at the very beginning. Where was Rafa born and raised, and what was life like growing up there?
I was actually born in Quezon City. Back then it was the former capital of the Philippines. And then I grew up there, and then until about 14, and then my family emigrated to California. Back in the 70s, we settled in San Francisco. I went to school there. Went to high school, college. I first attended community college in San Francisco, and then I also had a part-time job. I was working part-time as a student and also doing schoolwork, and it was very interesting from a cultural perspective, because even though I already learned English back in elementary school back in the Philippines, meeting like Americans for the first time was some sort of a shock. And I went to a public school in San Francisco called Balboa High School. At that time, it was already ethnically and racially diverse. So we didn't have any issues, socializing with other races, other ethnicities and whatnot. I felt really, really very comfortable. And so I did some public school in Balboa, and then went into college, and then went to UC Berkeley, did my bachelor's degree in French. And then I decided, you know what? I want to go all the way up to the PhD level.
Wow.
So I went to Stanford. Fortunately, I was able to get a 4-year fellowship, and they paid for everything. So 4 years at Stanford, great, majoring in French. And that's why I had to go live in France for a year, because it's one of those requirements. And then after that, I moved to the East Coast, ended up in New Hampshire teaching French at the university level at the University of New Hampshire for about 3 years. And then I taught French at Russell Sage College in upstate New York. And then I decided, you know what? The academic market was so difficult, was very challenging. I couldn't find a stable job in academia. So rather than wasting my time looking for that ideal academic job, I decided to leave academia and opted for other things. I started working in a cafe. And finally, I got lucky. Back in 1996, I met somebody who was working for the phone company. And he encouraged me to apply, and I passed all the tests. So from then on, I decided to try, being a communications, what I call a communications specialist. I did that for 22 years until I retired in 2018. So, but all along in between, I already had my website. At that time, it was Miss Universe Critic. I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
Miss Universe Critic. And then I ran that website from 1998 until about 2004. And then from October 2004, I decided to change to the name Miss Universe Critic because I was also interested in analyzing and criticizing other pageants besides Miss Universe. So I dropped Universe and I put critical since I was very critical anyway. And I was criticizing beauty pageants. Oh, that's a good one. Critical Beauty. Okay, Critical Beauty is it. So Critical Beauty has been the name of my website and other social media platforms since October 2004. So it's been almost 21 years.
Wow.
21 years, yeah.
Every childhood has its what if moments. So what's one memory or experience Rafa completely missed out on but still thinks about?
I would definitely have to say family gatherings, especially Christmas. Christmas was and it has always been my favorite time of the year because that's where you really spend quality time with your family. I love Christmas. We always had a lot of food to eat, and my parents would always, give us like all these amazing toys made in America. I remember one of my favorite toys was this foam gun. It's like a machine gun. Obviously, it's fake, it's made of plastic, but you put like a can of foam, and when you pull the trigger, it sprayed foam, and you could hit anybody with it without getting hurt, right? So I remember I shot at one of our two maids. We had two housemaids back then. Her name was Pining. So I shot at Pining, and she got so pissed and she was so mad. Like, what the hell did you do that for? Okay, she gave me a spank. So that was one of my fondest memories. Okay, growing up. And another one was I fought with the old lady living across our house, because I was playing kickball with my neighborhood friends and whatnot, and I kicked the ball so hard that it hit the window of the old lady across our house, and then all of a sudden she gets out of the house like screaming and hollering, "Who did that? Who broke my window?" And I proudly said, "I did. You know what? Don't worry, because my family is rich and my father is going to pay for that window." Little did I know, my father heard my remarks. So he comes out of the house with a belt. And he started whacking me. "What do you mean we're rich? We're not rich. We're not." And he started whacking him up in my ass. and ladies and gentlemen, that was the moment when I learned how to have a healthy fear of authority. Okay? Never challenge your parents.
Childhood often teaches us lessons we carry for life. What's one thing Rafa learned back then that still guides him today?
I would have to say innocence, because a lot of children, I would say a lot, but many young children these days grow up so fast that they don't even know how to appreciate being a child anymore, or being young and innocent anymore. And I think I'm so lucky to have, been raised in a traditional Filipino Catholic Asian family where, we were allowed to play, and just, our family and parents just let us be. Now when I see young kids playing, their idea of playing is spending 24 hours a day scrolling on their iPhones. I mean, to me, that's not play. That's not a good idea of play. There's nothing innocent about that anymore. So I would say innocence, childhood innocence, which apparently is being threatened these days by all these evil forces.
Everyone faces challenges, but some shape us more than others. What has been the biggest challenge Rafa has ever faced?
Well, you know what? First of all, I think we all have the right to express our opinion. It doesn't matter where you live. We all have that fundamental right. But I think there's a difference, though. I mean, I'm lucky to live in a country where freedom of speech is very significant, is very important. It's the foundation of our country. Without freedom of speech, we wouldn't have a country. We wouldn't have freedom whatsoever. So I'm so blessed to live in America. But I think, first of all, if somebody sends me like a hate mail or a horrible comment or a negative comment, back in the olden days, I remember I received a lot of hate messages, from I remember from especially from Puerto Rican fans, because do you remember when Miss Universe was held in Puerto Rico? Was it when Denise Quinones won?
Yes, yeah, I remember that.
The first runner-up is Greece! Enter the new Miss Universe! 2001!
But 2001, when Denise Quinones won, so you had Ricky Martin as the entertainer. You had two or three Puerto Ricans in the panel of judges. One of them was Diana Torres, and Mark Anthony at that time was her husband, and then another Puerto Rican guy, and everything was like 99% Puerto Rican energy. So after the pageant, I wrote in my journal, which I published in my then Miss Universe Critic website. I was very critical of the production, and I said, Puerto Rico again? I mean, is there anything other besides Puerto Rico that could host Miss Universe? And I just went and on and on and on and on. And some Puerto Rican fans were not very happy with what I wrote. So they started attacking me, sending me all these hate messages and whatnot. And to this day, I still have them, because I still keep my old criticalbeauty@yahoo.com email. I never delete any of the messages. I still have them. So I can literally, if I were to write a book today, I would have this thick of a book. Nothing but hate messages compiled through the years.
As someone who has followed countless competitions, which international pageant stands out as Rafa's all-time favorite, and why?
The one that was held in Las Vegas when Jimena Navarrete won, 2010. Because I remember, the Philippines hadn't placed in so long for 11 years.
Venus Ra, yeah.
And I was so excited. And one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Las Vegas is because I wanted to see Venus Ra. Because I was covering the pageant for Critical Beauty back then, me and my good friend Hector Joaquin. So we went there together, and we got to interview the girls and whatnot. And when I saw Venus, she was so charming. One of my favorite Miss Universe Philippines ever, by the way. And I just wanted to check, okay, is it true that your waistline is like 21 inches? Yes. So she let me wrap my arms around her waistline. Oh my God, there's still a lot of space in between, I mean, like, man, this girl she's so amazing,
Yeah.
And it showed during the swimsuit. I mean, her body was like to die for.
Oh yeah, she's so gorgeous.
She's very, very gorgeous. And do you also remember she was temporarily dethroned?
Yes, because of the passport thing. Yeah.
Yes, because of the passport thing. So what I did was that when I found out about that, I immediately fired off an email to Paula Shugart, former president of Miss Universe back then. I explained to her the situation, and I asked her, Paula, is there something you can do to bring Venus back to being Miss Universe Philippines? And Rafa, yes, I can do something about it, blah, blah, blah. And she did. She was able to convince the Binibining Pilipinas to give the crown back to Venus. Because
it was you.
A lot of people don't know that, okay?
Being a pageant blogger comes with highs and lows. What does Rafa consider the best part of what he does? And what's the hardest part?
I think for me, the best thing of being a pageant vlogger is to being able to express your opinion about almost anything related to pageantry. I not only criticize, the production, I also criticize the national directors. I also criticize the pageant girls, the sponsors. Okay, I have a history of actually doing thorough investigation. Like, for people sometimes would come up to me and say, Rafa, what do you know about this pageant? I've never heard of it. Okay, well, let me do my research. I'll get back to you. Okay. So after a couple of days doing my research, oh my God, do not send anybody to this pageant because they're involved with some scam or with mafia or something. Okay. Yeah. And people acknowledge me and thank me for that. Rafa, you are so right. Thank you so much for doing this, because I saved a lot of money, and I saved my girl from being a victim of this human trafficking thing or a mafia thing or whatever. So yeah, people don't know that. I do I do a lot of thorough investigation. People ask me a lot of questions about this pageant, like, Rafa, what do you know about this? So yeah, I mean, I love to investigate. I see myself as a sort of like a reporter or a journalist.
Is all about Rafa's favorite things.
Favorite dessert.
Tiramisu, vegan version because I'm vegan.
Singer.
Oh my God, John Legend.
TV show.
Sex and the City, and the sequel.
Appetizer.
Onion rings.
Non-English movie.
Cinema Paradiso, Italian.
American or English movie.
American or English movie, The Sound of Music. Ever since I was a child, my all-time favorite movie, Sound of Music.
Favorite song.
The hills are alive with the sound of you. La 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 la.
What's your favorite animal?
Dog. Can't live without dog. Dog. To me, dogs represent the best qualities in humans. They're loyal, unconditional love, their simplicity, their humility, and they're always happy to see you, even when you're only 2 minutes gone.
Filipino celebrity.
Mariana Rivera. Did you see the
gala?
The gala thing?
Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Who's your favorite fashion designer?
Oh, Michael Cinco for now.
Filipino beauty queen.
Just one?
Just one.
Oh, that's so hard. There's so many. Probably Venus Raw.
International beauty queen. Just one.
Just one. Barbara Palacios, Miss Universe from Venezuela, 1986. I met her in person. This woman is amazing, incredibly beautiful inside and out. I just thought, and she's so inspirational. Talk about true inspiration. She is a true inspiration.
Local pageant. Filipino local pageant.
Would that include barangay? I don't know. Miss Gay Quiapo. Probably, or Miss Gay Sampalo. Who knows?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
No, seriously. My actually, I like the preliminary to Miss Asia Pacific International.
Mutya ng Pilipinas.
Mutya ng Pilipinas. I think it's better produced than Binibining Pilipinas or Miss Universe Philippines.
Okay, what's your favorite international pageant?
Oh God, bar none, Miss Universe. I don't care what people say. All the controversies and the scandals, eventually they pass. Miss Universe is still the number one, most prestigious, most significant, most popular pageant ever.
Favorite city?
Oh, Paris. Mon Dieu. Paris, toujours Paris.
I love their food too.
J'adore la cuisine française.
All right, what's your favorite book?
Oh my God, there's so many. I was like a French major. I can't think. Okay. Written by Descartes. René Descartes. It was 17th century. It was my specialty. 17th century French philosopher René Descartes, who established Cartesian logic, is méditation métaphysique, or metaphysical meditations.
Wow, I love your accent.
Yeah, that's why I love French logic, because they're so rational and logical.
Do you have any favorite type of plants?
I like sunflower. Sunflower is my favorite flower.
Yeah.
I love flowers. I have roses. I have hydrangeas. I have like several hydrangeas in my yard. Flowers are important because they embellish the earth, the planet. Yeah.
They're beautiful.
They're beautiful, yeah. And of course, evergreens as well.
The last one is, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food is, if I have to live the rest of my life eating nothing but just one food, it would have to be the Mexican fiesta burrito bowl with the guac, with the sour cream, with the lettuce, all the black beans and the white rice. I could eat that forever.
The question and answer segment is a big moment for contestants.
If Rafa were to ask a question from Miss Universe 2012, okay, so the question was asked of Miss Philippines, Janine Tugonon,
Do you believe that speaking English should be a prerequisite for being a Miss Universe? Why or why not?
Yes, I firmly believe that English should be required for every Miss Universe contestant because the organization, everybody speaks English. Okay, all social media platforms is printed in English. Plus, if you hired an interpreter to translate every little word you said, then it would be a waste of money. Okay, girl, please learn English. Everybody learns English. Okay, it's free. You can learn English. Google it, download how to speak English on your iPhone. Okay, there's no reason why you should not learn English. Okay, people?
If Rafa became a coach for an aspiring beauty contestant, what's that number one piece of advice he would give her?
Work hard. You really have to work hard. Discipline is so important. And also you have to have that burning desire to win that crown. If you don't have the desire, then what is the point working with you? If you don't know where you're going or what direction you want in your life, there's really no point in me guiding you. So you have to have laser focus on the crown. And then once you have that, then everything else will be easy.
Everyone has that one dream they'll never stop chasing. What is Rafa's dream and how far is he willing to go to achieve it?
I actually want to judge a Miss Universe pageant someday. I think that would be great. If I'm able to do that, I think that would be definitely a cherry on the top of the cake for sure. Because I've judged national systems that are related to Miss Universe, but not the Miss Universe itself. So I think that would be great. Or even Miss Grand International. Papa Nawat, please let me judge Miss Grand International. Or even Miss Earth, okay? I know Miss Earth. I don't know if you saw my last vlog about Miss Earth, that it's a dying pageant. You know, if they only listen to me, they never do anyway. I think it would be great. I mean, I still love Miss Earth. You know, I think it's still a great, promising pageant. But come on, it's comatose right now. It needs
innovation.
It needs to be revived. It needs to be modernized, really. And I think I can really, really help that change.
Yeah, parents leave us with lessons we never forget. What valuable insight did Rafa learn from his dad and mom?
Faith, definitely. Faith in God. I remember because both of my parents, they both passed away, but they never missed mass on Sundays, even on holidays of obligation. When I was in Paris for a year, my mom would always remind me, Rafa, did you go to church? And sometimes I would lie and said, yeah, I did, but not really, because I was hanging out with my friends inside a cafe, smoking, drinking, whatever. Yeah, but I never lost my faith in God, and I thank God. I thank my parents for that. Even my aunts and my uncles were so faithful, devout Catholics. I may have strayed away, from the church, but I never really lost my faith. So yeah.
What one act of kindness you remember being offered by another person to you, and what was that experience like?
When I was doing my master's degree in the state of Washington, during Thanksgiving weekend, I was all alone. I was missing my family, so I felt something hit my gut. And then I realized it was depression. That was my first ever bout with depression. And I started to cry because I felt very lonely. I felt all alone. Everybody else had gone to visit their families and whatnot, but I was all alone in my office. So a friend of mine, Debbie, I called her up and I told her, listen, Debbie, I feel so lonely. I was wondering if you could come over and accompany me. And 10 minutes later, she came with a bottle of champagne, and then she opened the bottle of champagne, and we sort of we drank, and we just celebrated that particular moment back then. And I could never forget her kindness, her sweetness, her compassion. She literally saved my life back then from depression. So Debbie, wherever you are, we haven't seen each other for so long. Thank you. I can never forget that day. You are an amazing, wonderful friend.
You've just watched the beautiful and inspiring story of Rafa Delfin of Critical Beauty. If you like this episode, please like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to provide more contents like this to all pageant lovers all over the world. Once again, my name is Primo Sacramento, and thank you for watching Primo Tells Inspiring Story. Until the next episode.
Any thoughts you'd like to share with our listeners today? Like if you want to, invite them to your Instagram and, since you're doing consulting and pageant coaching, this is your time.
Yes, please. I would like to invite every viewer, all viewers of Contesera Pageantry, to check my website, Critical Beauty, because all the information that you need to know about me, my services, my consultation and image services are right there in my website, criticalbeauty.com. And I also have an Instagram account. It's at Critical Beauty Official on Instagram. I'm also on YouTube, Critical Beauty. If you wish to subscribe to my channel, please do so. I'm not begging you to subscribe, but I think it would be nice. Okay, it would be nice to have new followers.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell my YouTube followers, remember, this is not my channel. It's also your channel. So let's help each other grow our own channel.